at your desk?
No, on the chair. I feel like every time you stub your toe, it feels like the nail has snapped off and it's bleeding it everywhere. But it's
Yeah,
not. It's fine.
I have like no nails on my like pinky toenail.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. They're just like non-existent.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was a.
they're there, don't get me wrong, but like it's almost like they don't even need to be.
Okay, just real small or just like thin or just like a little bit of both?
Small, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, just real small. Yeah, if I shaved them down, it'd be some deathly daggers right there.
It's going away. Have you ever lost a toenail or fingernail?
Mm, yeah, I lost most of a fingernail in baseball sliding back into first, and the first baseman's cleat landed right on my finger. And that's when we had like metal spikes too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that did a pretty good number. Other than that, no, not from like smashing anything or anything like that.
Yeah, I lost right big toe one time, probably in like maybe middle school or sixth grade. We used to have these end tables, or still do at my mom's house, mom and dad's house, and it's like this thick piece of wood on like these little just metal legs, and
Hmm.
I think I jumped up because I was excited about something, and then like it rocked over and fell back and like landed on my toenail, and then eventually it just died. Then just like it just plopped off. But
Dude, it's surprising that like growing up, we didn't have more like injuries.
mm,
You know,
mm-hmm.
I just like we weren't necessarily like the wildest group of kids, but we did a lot of wild shit and like sports and stuff too, and just not a lot of like just like snapped arms and like dislocated, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. I think about that
Just
too. Just with like Matt's just saying and Dave going off jumps and shit.
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
playing
it was like
so much tackle football and wrestling.
yeah, yeah. I wonder if it's because we were doing so much of that, your body like gets used to it, you know?
Ew,
And
and
like you learn how to fall.
yeah, and I think, man, I'm gonna sound old, but just being a kid and being a teenager, and even I feel like you can just your body just can handle that stuff so easily.
Oh yeah, now
Like
I'd be wrecked.
I don't
I'd
even
be
get
wrecked.
it. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. It's wild.
and it's such a short period of time. Do you envision it like this? Your body starts off at like 100%, or not at 100, but just over the years, you lose that because you're so active as a teen, or would you lose that no matter what?
I think at a certain
If
point,
that makes
you
sense.
know, there's probably like science can point to a certain like age range, but I want to say like in your late 20s, I think your body just in general starts to degrade, but then our how we live as humans exponentially like, you know, makes it worse, right? So like you see people who are really active, they run, they stretch, they eat healthy, they lift weights, and like, you know, if they've been doing it for a while, like a 60-year-old may be able to go mountain biking and fall and like they're not breaking their hips and shit like that. And then you see some 60-year-olds that are like, man, if that dude like falls on a stair, he's fucking done. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So yeah, I think eventually you start to just become more brittle, but then we make it worse. Like, have you ever seen, and maybe I've talked about this before, like there's an image where they take, I want to say it's like a 75-year-old person, and one of them's been training like triathlons for years and like works out, lift weights, and the other one's like a more sedentary like office worker,
Oh, yep.
and their thighs are like roughly the same circumference around, but the one guy's got a ton more muscle, but the biggest difference, like his bone is like twice as big and dense,
Oh, dang.
like his thigh bones.
Yeah,
Is really interesting. You know, if you
yeah.
don't use it, you lose it.
So is your body always like degrading after the age of like 25, essentially? Like
Yeah.
with everything, like eyes, hair.
Yep. You're starting the dying process.
Yeah, why is it so early? It seems like it should be like you'd want to have that for longer. I mean, obviously, but it's like, why are we made that way? We're
Well, I
always
mean,
just
if you think,
degrading.
I mean, if you think about it, like humans never really lived that long, like way back in the day. So
True.
right now, like the average life expectancy is like what, high 70s maybe? And like
Hmm.
I could imagine 1,000 years ago it was probably 50s.
Dude,
So
I
it's like
think even
half,
lower.
yeah, probably was lower. But so it's like half to more than half of your age range. You know what
No,
I mean?
that's a really good point. And
So
that's
it kind of makes sense. And then we've just like prolonged that curve with medicine and science.
yeah, that's a good point.
But it's also weird too, because I think we pushed it, like you look at throughout history, like people were business owners and taking like more of a bigger like role in their life at an earlier age, you know, like
Yeah,
people who were in their 30s, it was like you should be pretty well along in your career by then. And now it's like you don't even need to find your career until you're like 40 if you don't want to.
yeah, yeah. That's a great point.
So it's like we've kind of shifted the whole spectrum a little bit. So it's interesting. There's
Okay.
talks about them moving the retirement age to like 70 or something like that, which would suck. I think a lot of it is like Social Security and like Medicare and like all the government benefits. And they're trying because it's running out so fast because people are living longer. And so they want people to pay into that system for a longer period of time so that it doesn't go insolvent.
That makes me so angry. Like, how much have we been spending on these stupid and not? Oh my gosh, how much have we
Exactly.
spent on these like wars? Like, you know, what I mean, it's like what we need your money.
Oh, dude, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, and they're like, I don't know, there's a certain threshold, like once you make a certain amount of money, you don't pay into Social Security. I could have this wrong, but I think it's that. But then you're also ineligible to receive those benefits, like when you retire.
Oh yeah,
Um, which to me, it should be like, yeah, if you want to opt out, you can opt out. I don't know. The
yeah,
whole thing is not a great system. They didn't set it up for success long term.
yeah. That's just
I don't even know the origins behind it really.
yeah, same. That would be kind of a good deep dive. I'll get Trina
Yeah, it
on that
would.
one.
Oh, speaking of good deep dives, we can save this for the next tinfoil talks. But did you see last week they had that like congressional hearing on UFOs and like aliens and stuff like that?
No.
So I guess they brought up a bunch of either I think they were ex-military guys and scientists who were basically like, yeah, people need to know what's going on. They were saying stuff like the one guy was talking, he's like, I'm not, you know, a biology scientist or whatever, but he's like, we definitely have encountered like species. It's like, I don't know how many different kinds or whatever, but like we have them. We have technology, but the one thing he said to me that was really great, he didn't say it to me, but in the clip was, so our human body can withstand like 8 to 9 G's of force
Hmm.
before you start like blacking out and getting near death. And then our fastest aircraft can go like 15 to 17 G's before it reaches mechanical failure. And they said that um, they know of flying objects that are reaching like 3,000 G's.
Like,
Basically, like hypers. It's just insane
that's,
speeds.
that's,
Um, and so it's like clearly like nothing
yes.
we have right now is even remotely close to that technology. So like there's got to be something to it. So it was kind of interesting. You should Google some of those clips and watch some of that. It's pretty interesting. I need
No,
to go
yeah,
back and watch some of it too.
yeah, I will. Oh, and just speaking of, that just got me thinking about podcasts and this stuff. You listen to that Sean Ryan, right?
Yes, love that show.
Yeah, he was on JRE like I think
Hmm.
it's September, so I'm gonna check that out. Probably tomorrow I'll listen to that to see more about
Yeah.
what he's on.
Yeah, and like Sean's is cool. For me, I got into it back when he was first starting out. He had a lot of like military people on, and I
Yeah,
just love hearing their stories. Like it's insane what some of these guys go through. And so I just love like hearing about that world. And
yeah,
then he started kind of branching out a little bit more to, really figuring out what's going on with like the military industrial complex and the government and some of that kind of stuff, like what's going on with overseas and some of the Taliban stuff and the money. He's also gotten into a little bit of the, you know, I'll call it like spiritual world, but kind of like the unknown, like type stuff, you
oh
know?
yeah,
I think he had a guy on, um, that this guy has interviewed like thousands. I think he wrote a book on it. He interviewed like a thousands of people that have died and came back to life that
oh
like talk
yeah,
about their after death experiences, which is pretty interesting. But
yeah,
yeah, dude, his show's great.
yeah. I like that clip that you sent me of him, and is that like his vibe? Cause he's
Yeah.
ex like military and stuff, right?
Yeah, so he's an ex-Navy SEAL, not like SEAL Team 6. I think he was SEAL Team 2. So SEAL Team 6, I'm picking up like kind of pieces as I watch his show,
Oh yeah,
but it's like there's different teams within there, and each of those teams has like a certain different type of um, job per se. Like
oh
they're
yeah,
all trained in a lot of the same stuff, but some of them do a few more of like your super special operation type stuff.
yeah,
Other ones do more like intel or whatever. Um, but yeah, so he started out in the SEALs and then he worked for the CIA for a number of years.
yeah. He's I liked it, like, and I liked it too because I don't I don't dislike his vibe, but it's just like a lot, It's just like intense.
He he is intense and
Yeah, but
he's
like,
very like stoic when he gives
yeah. It's like so just stoic. I was like, oh, geez, this guy's. Like, but it
you
was
can
like,
tell
it's cool.
you can tell he's a guy who wants to get the message out more than like, hey, I want to be a podcaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I
Because
just
like
like
he doesn't.
appreciate it, and it's just
Yeah,
maybe just like podcasts more and how you can find a message, but sometimes it's about finding the messenger that you like or prefer.
Oh
And
yeah.
and it was like, oh yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. So I really like his vibes. Long format podcasts. Speaking of Joe Rogan, he had a guy on. I just started listening to this one. I think it's his latest one. I can't remember the guy's name. But they were talking about like black holes and deep space, which was
Oh,
interesting.
oh, okay. I
So
saw I saw a clip about that one that I almost clicked on it. So I will.
yeah, yeah. So I'm jumping into that one. We'll see how this one goes. But yeah, it's pretty out there.
I've been just able to listen through our podcast at work, which I
Yeah, how's
said, but it's been nice. So I think there's like two more that haven't been edited.
oh nice.
Yeah.
Damn,
So
you're making some ground up.
oh yeah, yeah. It's been so clutch because there's really not the thing to edit out. I have my notes open on my phone, and then I'll just kind of make a list of what we're talking about,
Yeah.
and if there's something like to edit out. But
How's
besides that, it's just good to go.
how's the general feel after listening through them all?
Oh, good. Like it's fun to listen to. I just enjoy it. Just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm excited to get some more out there. I've listened to the ones that are out on YouTube.
yeah, so then I'm going to get the rest of that on a Spotify too, as well.
Nice. It's
Then
exciting.
yeah, keep doing some. Then I've been listening to a lot of Gary V every day, or not a lot every day, but just once something just to keep it going, just some momentum. And
Yeah,
that's been nice. Just
you saw you saw Ty Lopez has got a refresh on his 67
yeah, I
steps or
signed
whatever.
up for it.
Did you? I think
Yeah,
I'm going to. Yeah.
yeah. I signed up for it. I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, because I never listened to really much of his first one.
Yeah, that was like the game changer, which I've said multiple times. But that was like what
Mm-hmm. Oh
kind of
yeah.
the thing that got me thinking about doing like side hustle stuff or finding another path and things. So
Yeah. It's so weird growing up that we really, not that anybody like discourages it or anything,
mhm.
but just how many people don't see that as like an option, you know?
Oh yeah,
Like I would say recently there's probably more openness to it, but like growing up, it wasn't really like, hey, go find your own path, if you want. It
yeah,
was kind of, this is the route you go. And I
right,
don't know
yeah.
if it's like a Midwest thing or not, but
It no, it seemed like that was the move. And I remember my mom but I was like, just get through high school and you'll be able to find like a good job. And then I remember when I worked at Bob's, she was like, you're like a good employee. And I was like, yeah, like I am. So that was just always just a good reminder of like, oh yeah, there's always something that you can do. And then it got me thinking like, oh, I like to work or have work ethics. So then that opens the doors up for a lot too. Just that
dude,
in general.
there's, I mean, I don't know where it's switched. I feel like there's a lot of people that still have it, but like taking pride in having like a good work ethic and doing a good job, like that makes me feel good.
Oh
And
yeah,
I feel like that's gotten lost on a lot of people of
I feel
like
like
it
around
doesn't,
COVID
yeah. And
and
it's like you
before
don't,
that,
it doesn't mean you have to go like be a janitor or work construction. Like it just is anything you're doing, just taking pride in your work, right? Your
yeah,
self-work. I I
yeah,
don't
around
know.
COVID, just so much changed.
Dude, that was a wild switch.
Yeah, but it's just
Was like, all right, now you don't go see anybody. You got to stay home. Everything's online.
yeah,
Like,
and now nobody came back. People lost their social skills. And before that whole thing, I used to be like, oh yeah, like the news is fine. Like they might say some weird stuff, but like they're good.
yeah,
The president, like whatever the president is, like they're like it's all above board. Like there might be some weird stuff like the JFK thing, the new UFOs, but besides that, it's they're all just doing their job. It's fine.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
now it's like everything's like crazy. I feel like, am I insane?
No, dude, it totally switched. Like,
I was
it
like,
used to
huh?
be if you went against what the news was saying, you were like some deranged lunatic. Like, this guy's kind of off his rocker. Like, be a little bit careful of this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
like
here's my
okay.
friend. He doesn't watch the news, so like, I apologize for anything he might say at this party. And now it's like, you watch the news? Like, who who are you? Here's
Yeah,
my friend. He watches the news, like just, it just totally flip-flopped, which I think is good. You know, I'm not one that's gonna say like the news is dead, but I think the direction it was headed is dead. Or
oh,
it will die if they don't switch, right? Like I think they
mhm.
need to bring like they need to get back to journalism, right? Versus like this agenda news. Like that's all
Yeah.
people want. Like just just report the stories. You can be impartial, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's all the money. Money talks.
yeah, yeah. The news. Yeah, just report the news, please. But now, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the whole mess.
I think but so speaking of your side hustle, so you met with Sean and who else did you say?
Stephen Blair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. They
What are
came
you doing
over.
with what are you doing with Steven?
So it's he texted me on Tuesday, and he was like, "Hey, sorry I haven't hit you up in like months. Been going back to school, just been busy with work. I've been wanting to do like this interview project for years. I'm finally starting to get like around to setting some things up. Would you want to like do an interview at some point?" And I was like, "Yo, that's crazy that you asked me that because I'm kind of been thinking the same thing. We should definitely link up."
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So then he came over, and Sean came over as well, and he's been doing some like personal training stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say with Alex Canellis's company,
Yep.
and it's some cool like
It's
motion,
interesting.
like the new
Yeah,
stuff.
like
And he taught me some
yeah.
stretches. It's was just nice, a game changer, and now I've just been really into that. So I might do some filming for him to get him some content online, and
Nice.
then yeah, he might come on the pod at some point too.
Yeah, we should have him on.
Yeah, and yeah, so then need to hit up Sully too. I'll probably do that this week as well. And I'm
Nice.
going over to Blair's on Wednesday to record, so that's gonna be
Nice, dude.
yeah, so that's
Hell
gonna be
yeah.
fun.
Making
Just
moves,
right,
getting
yeah,
things
get some
getting things
stuff.
rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It,
It's
it
the ideas are the easy part. It's taking that first step to get the ball rolling is hard, but the hardest part is like sticking with it and the follow through, right? Like being
oh yeah,
consistent with it. It's like,
in
we've talked about getting Sully on for a while now, and it's like, why? We just need to make it happen. you know?
Yeah.
Figure out a time slot, get them on, and get it done.
Yeah, I was gonna send him a link tonight, but then just totally spaced it because I haven't talked to him
Uh,
since like last Monday, I think, or something. But
so
yeah,
after we, so after our last pod, you were trying to get things rolling. Have you thought about more, kind of with the side business, like taking steps to generate more income, or kind of what direction you want to head with it?
that definitely thought in what direction. Um, yeah, definitely some sort of like long for marketing, which would be like the interview type show or just conversation, and then doing some sort of in person tour of like the place of videos and photos, and using that for content, and then clipping everything and giving it to said guest for content they can just have just for free.
Sure. So kind of
So
like doing some work for free to get the ball rolling.
yeah, just creating content, um, and then eventually running an ad with one of the things on uh, social media to a 5 to 10 mile radius. I think that's
Oh,
what
nice.
Gary Vee said to start out because he's been having some really good just tips that have really just been hitting home. That I'm like, oh, that's such a good idea. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah, like hyper local, basically.
Yeah, and just doing stuff, content uh, on all the socials, just for 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 free. He like it's free to post on these things, and he's like most of you aren't doing it because you think you have to be an expert, and it's like you just have to be an enthusiast, which I really liked. And then he gave examples of like what you could do on LinkedIn or blah blah blah. Then just different ways to create the brand and basically just to provide value over and over and over and so on and so forth.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, because everybody gets blasted with so much like, hey, pay me and I'll do this. Like, buy my course for this, buy this, and it's like just create value. The money will come. Like,
Hmm.
you'll get follow through on it. I think Alex Hormozy talks about that a lot too. Like
Oh
he's like
yeah.
I was posting YouTube videos and doing a bunch of stuff for like years before anybody ever really knew me, right? And then all of a
Hmm.
sudden you blow up one day and now you're huge.
Yeah.
It's a good point. And when you're starting at zero, it's not it's not about getting like, all right, what are the algorithms doing right now and I need to maximize that. It's like
Oh
just show your enthusiasm, your passion, who you are, and like that'll come through.
yes.
And do it often.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. Sorry, because
Sure.
I just thought of a big point. Is he said too that the algorithms have changed to where the new goal of the platform is to keep you on the platform. So you can have in any of your videos can be seen by people in that are interested in that type of uh, topic. So he's saying that like I've had videos that will go 3 million, and then the next one will do 5,000,
Mm.
and it just it's changed so much to where it's about the actual content now,
And I
which just
think,
gets me excited in general too.
yeah, and I think it goes back to you got to have the foundation, right? Like your last tier of optimizing your social media marketing is playing around with the algorithms, right? And staying on top of that.
Mm,
But Gary Vee is not like revamping his whole system just because the algorithms, right? He might do like a few little things, and I could be
mm,
wrong, but like he's still probably posting a similar schedule, the same types of content that he thinks are valuable and cool and that he likes. You know what I mean? So it's
no,
like
yeah,
build your foundation of content and then you can start to optimize from there. It's basically like with business, right? You gotta, if you're starting a business, you have to find something that you're passionate enough about because it's hard, right? So you're not going
yeah,
to be consistent if you don't like it. But you don't necessarily need to be the quote unquote expert right away. You don't have to be in your optimal business. Like, this is my favorite thing of all time. That doesn't need to be what your business is, right? You need to find something that you like enough to stick with it when it's tough. But you just got to get started. You'll figure things out, but you got to build the base. Then you start layering on the differences as you get skilled and start optimizing. But otherwise, there's nothing you could spend your whole time optimizing. By the time you get it optimized, you're obsolete.
yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
that's just literally you don't need to try to. You just need to make the best content for like what the thing is, which is always
Yeah,
how I
and
want it to be. But now it's like okay, like you just people will see your interests, which just changes the whole thing because it just makes the whole gig more niche, which is
yeah, and I mean, there's certain things you can do, right? Like your audio quality can't be shit. Like you can't have super grainy, terrible videos. Like there's got to be some sense of put togetherness, but the
but
biggest thing is like doing
but
it in a direction that you like.
but then like it doesn't even have to be those things because like some pages are like just stick figures and like just some wild. It can literally be anything.
Right. But you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
that could be your niche, right? And that's kind of like what you do, the style you like or whatever. You know, I
Mm.
was looking for guys to build the website for our company, and there was a couple of websites that I looked at, and one guy's he had a lot of what looked like hand drawn, like cartoonish stuff on there.
Oh yeah.
That's clearly his style, and it was done really well. It's not what I was looking for, but I
Yeah.
was like, I'm sure there's a lot of companies out there that like that style and want
Yeah.
him to do that. And so it doesn't have to be all like 8K perfect lighting. You got the moody lighting in there, and everybody's
Oh
got
yeah.
their podcast studio with the headphones and the proper mics. And like, it doesn't have to be like that, but it's got to at least be like watchable. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like if
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
going for a certain feel, it's got to be like spend a little time, make it nice, right? But then you can start building upon that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yes. Yeah. So that's just been exciting. It's about the whole. Just doing more stuff on LinkedIn too, which is going to be nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to if we can close this deal on the insulation business that we're looking at buying, I'm
Oh yeah.
excited to get into that because that world sets up more from a marketing standpoint, right? Like more like it's more of your typical like sales funnels and
Oh
some of
yeah.
that kind of like interbedded like SEO optimization and then trying to create content around it because insulation is kind of it's a dirty like nasty job,
Mm-hmm.
but how can we make it cool, right? Like how can
Oh
you
yeah.
present it as like cool and fun and new and fresh versus like the same old like itchy shit that you gotta shower after you touch it and all of that, right?
No, yeah.
So I'm excited to kind of get more into that world too. So I'll be picking your brain on that
Oh yeah,
if
that'll
we
be
get into
fun.
it. And then
Yeah.
I'm also excited at how you can take that to a quote unquote, like kind of more of a boring consulting business with engineering, right?
Mhm.
Which doesn't operate that same way. But how can you adapt that to that field and
Mhm.
help yourself scale a little bit better too? So
Yeah, yeah, that's good
I'm
thinking.
sure I'll be diving into it more here soon.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff. Um, I mean, I don't want to bring it up, but did did you watch any NFL this weekend?
You know, it was a perfect weekend for me to not watch. I didn't. I worked. I think I worked like 9 hours on Saturday and 7 or 8 on Sunday. And so Sunday morning, I was just working. I think I watched 10 minutes of the beginning of the game, and I was like, this isn't going well. So I turned it off and just went back to work. And then we took the kids to a movie, Wild Robot.
Oh
Have you
yeah,
seen any
how was
ads
it?
for that one?
Mhm.
It was a good movie. It was good. Um, but before we went into the movie theater, I checked the score, and
Yeah.
I just started laughing, dude. 52-6 is so gross. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Like that was a college football score where like Alabama plays Fordham or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I don't how is that possible? So that was bad. On a brighter note, did you watch the UFC fights?
No, I fell asleep.
Oh, it was a good card too, dude. That sucks.
I know. See, I was just tired because I woke up like super early that day because I was tired Saturday night, so I just woke up early as shit. So, but no, I
Yeah,
missed
it
it.
was,
I saw the highlights though, but
man, John Jones is fucking good.
dude,
Like,
spinning back kick to the body KO.
dude, and then shout out to Stipe too. Like in the first round, John Jones took him down with like a leg sweep, and then he was on top of him and just dropping elbows on his fucking face. And
Uh,
he didn't even get cut hardly at all.
uh,
I was like, this guy's face skin is insane. I don't understand it. Like I would have been I feel like my face would have been shattered.
dude.
And but it was good. But there was the fight before that with Michael Chandler and
On his shower.
Oliveira.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that guy.
that he was so fucking technically good. Like he was whooping Chandler that whole fight. And then in the fifth round, Chandler finally was like, I only got one shot is to knock him out.
Oh
So
yeah.
he hit him with some really good shots. But then at the very end, uh, Oliveira had him like he was kind of going for a rear choke, but
Oh yeah,
didn't
yeah. I
quite
saw
have
he
it.
had his back.
Yeah, dude. And then Chandler was it was like less than a minute left, and Chandler knew he was done, and so he was like, "I'm just gonna put on a show," and just stood up and then just like dropped back on him. And he did it once, and the crowd goes nuts, right? They knew he lost, but like the fact that he was still doing that was awesome. And then he gets up and does it again, like right at the end. It was insane. The guy's an animal. But so that was a really good fight too.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that full fight sometime because
Yeah.
that's an interesting matchup. I'm pissed I missed it.
Yeah.
How did Bo Nickel look?
Solid. He looked really solid. The crowd was booing him because he didn't knock anybody out, but like he dominated the guy for the full three
No.
rounds. Yeah. Like he looked he looked like a good fighter in that one, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
he went the distance. Like he hasn't fought that long ever, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
And so yeah, he did it all. He had like the ground game, leg kicks, punching. Um, so he looked really good. I think he'll be good for sure. It'll be interesting to see who they put him up with against next. 'Cause I mean, he's shown he can go 3 rounds at least.
Hmm.
Not just winning on knockouts. So,
Yeah, especially because he's a wrestler too. So that's
hmm
just been interesting. He's been KOing people. Yeah,
yeah, they're trying to figure out who John Jones will fight next because he announced that he's not retiring.
oh yeah.
There was questions whether this was going to be his last fight, and he's like, I don't want it to be. So they got to see who they're going to. People
That's
want Alex Pereira, and Dana, and in the post conference was like, "There's no fucking way I'll make that fight. Like John Jones is too big. He's way too good of a wrestler.
yeah, dude.
Like
That's what I was saying to everyone at work. They're like, he should fight Bajeda. I was like, no, he'd take him down and elbow him.
he,
It
he
it would probably be a boring fight.
it could unless John makes it not a boring fight and they stay up.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. But why would you do that?
He shouldn't do that.
Like, but I don't think
No,
he would do that because like he's so
no.
smart. Like that's I feel like that's his number one strength is his fighting IQ is so high.
It's insane. I didn't. I
His
mean, I knew
distance
it,
is
but like
perfect.
reading a bunch of stuff before his fight and
Hmm.
watching some videos, like them talking about how like his trainers and the experts that he coaches that he has are like he'll just like watch something and come up with like new moves or new defenses or new ways to do things, and they're like, where the fuck did you get this? Like he's got it, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I don't know how long he'll fight, but I mean, Stipe was 42. You can tell he looked 42. Like he
Yeah,
wasn't prime Stipe fighting against him
no,
in this one.
because he hadn't fought for a while either. He
Yeah.
last fought with he got knocked out by Francis.
hmm Yeah, he
And,
hasn't fought for a while. He looked really stiff. Um, which is what you normally, that's the thing with John Jones. And John Jones was like 15 pounds lighter than his last fight or something like that. I think he was like almost 250 for his other heavyweight fight. And this one he was like 237 maybe.
okay, yeah, yeah,
And
that's what I heard.
he was moving so much better.
Oh,
Like he looks smooth and quick and fast. Crazy man. I don't know how you beat him because it seems like a lot of those really good fighters are like strikers,
hmm,
right? But they are pretty good at the ground game. But when they go up against somebody who's really good at the ground game, they struggle.
yeah.
I don't know of anybody who's in those weight classes that like is as good as him on the ground
Dude, I
either.
would say, dude, the fight that I want that nobody wants is a Tom Aspinall
I think it's the only other possible
because he can wrestle
person.
and
It's
he's
the only other
strong, he's
person.
big, and
And
he's
he's
fast.
young. And he's young. Like there's not a lot of other options.
I mean, there is one which we'll probably never have. Francis Ngannou. That's a fight.
You think that would happen?
I mean, if he came back to the UFC, like if the Saudis threw some money at it or something. And I mean, obviously, I know
Maybe Trump can make that happen.
right? Something, please. And I know,
He's
obviously, he's not as good as a wrestler, but his power is so overwhelming that
yeah,
it would only take one punch would be the thing. Not that it would only like it's that easy, but that would
it could.
give him a chance.
Yeah. Dude, you know something like this kind of ties back in our uh body like degeneration conversation from earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So I heard an analysis there was like neurosurgeon who was saying, like, analyzing the fight from the Tyson Jake Paul one,
Yeah.
and he was like, I was worried about Mike Tyson because Jake Paul throws a good punch, like he's pretty powerful, and as you get older, your brain shrinks, which allows there to be more space between like your brain and your skull. So
Oh
when you
yeah.
take a lot of those big hits in boxing and contact sports, you're far more susceptible to brain injuries.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, I didn't even really think about that. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
That,
like
that
I didn't
fight sucked.
realize your brain shrunk that much, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's wild to think, of course. Always just
Yeah.
deteriorating. Always deteriorating after age
Yeah.
15.
Yep.
That fight was such a bust. Netflix as the
I think
presentation was such a bust. Netflix commentary was such a bust. That presentation was horrendous. It was awful.
I did not watch a single second of that fight.
I, I turned it off in the sixth round. I was like, I don't even care. I'm going to bed.
Well, my Netflix was pausing on one of the like early card fights, and I was like, well, it must just be my internet. And then I go on the next day, and Netflix is getting roasted.
Yeah, yeah. My Netflix. So I signed up for Netflix that day, and it didn't work at all. It just buffered. So I had to stream it online. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow and be like, "Yo, I'm on a free month, and I'm gonna can't cancel this."
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I mean, the fight itself, though, like, I think everybody's hearts wanted it to be like a real fight, but everybody really deep down knew this is probably what it was going to be.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be better, to be honest. I thought Mike
Yeah.
Tyson was gonna look better.
I've seen some people, like the online gurus
Hmm.
going through things, and there was so many setups that old Mike Tyson, like in his heyday, would have like finished Jake Paul with like a right hook. And it was
Yeah.
like weird. They'd be like, here's this setup back in the day, and then it's almost identical to when he was fighting Jake, and then he just like didn't throw the punch. It was
Oh,
like
really?
he reacted like he was going to and then didn't.
That's so weird.
I don't know. Conspiracies. But yeah, I mean his training videos were fucking legit. And then he just looked so not there.
Yeah. So
But I didn't
yeah.
realize he almost died in June.
Oh, yeah. I neither. I mean, it was just like they always. Cause Luther always got something to like. Oh, this year was crazy. You'll never know what happens. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
But I
it's
mean,
like
fair. But it's just like, oh yeah, I would have built an excuse.
well, it was like Sugar Shine O'Malley lost that fight. Now he has to have hip surgery
Oh, but
in the last UFC. Yeah, when he got his ass kicked, and then he's like, "Yeah, I have to have hip surgery." Like the day after.
yes.
His This reminded me of the old like, "Oh, coach, my hip hurt.
Oh,
My hip hurt."
TD.
Oh, Ellis said he follows on Instagram.
I do too.
Oh, he posted something about, I can't remember. It was something about like dunking or
Oh
something
yeah.
like that. And was like, yeah, that makes two of us or whatever. And Ellis was like, dude, stop. You're not doing that. I can't remember what it was, but it was super funny.
Oh yeah, getting up. Yeah, storage for days. That's epic.
Did, Speaking of Netflix, um, I've been watching The Walking Dead a lot lately. I just finished it. My biggest takeaway is like I feel like I need to start like Doomsday prepping. Like you combine
Oh,
that with like the potential World War III and everything going on, I'm like, all right, what do I need? Like I'm Googling like apocalypse checklists. Like, all right, we need food, water, I probably should start buying some more guns. And I'm just like going down the rabbit hole. And I'm like,
Yeah,
well, this is
Katrina's
gonna
been doing
cost me
that
like,
too.
is she? Let's
Yeah,
go,
yeah, not
dude.
just Walking Dead, just because world stuff's just yeah,
I
just
know.
doom
It's
scrolls.
like, I mean, it gets you thinking. It's like, well, I mean, if something like remotely close to that happened, like, I don't have shit.
No, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, if shit goes down like that, people even gonna want to be around. Is there some nuclear fallout?
I think you'll have a lot of people that don't, but I think it's in our human nature to try to survive. That's
Yeah.
been our whole thing. Like, that used to be everybody's, I mean, in a way, that's everybody's day now, but like, it really used to be. It was like, all right, don't get killed and find food. That was like your task for the day.
Yeah, it's true.
And when you think about that, it's like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what we do. Endure.
So yeah, that's been a big thing on my radar now. Is I'm like, all right, well, should have probably built like an underground bunker underneath our basement
Yeah,
somewhere.
a little fake secret layer. Be good to go.
I do have some family up in Wyoming who I know has a lot of guns, and I know they all know how to hunt and find food and really like life survival stuff. So as long as I can make it up there, I think I've got a decent shot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sure, make it up that way. Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna get some stuff. I mean, just like some water and food, just in case if like the power to go out or something. Just something.
Yeah, I mean, well, even going back to the COVID stuff, like
Yeah, or
we were
some.
so we were so reliant on the internet and electricity, like for that period of time. And then if they just shut that down too, like,
Oh yeah,
well,
that'd be crazy.
what are we gonna do? People go nuts,
Right?
dude.
People wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
In a way, though, it would be super kind of refreshing for like a week of no internet, or
Oh,
like,
I mean, yeah.
wouldn't that be great?
I mean, it's nicest to not go on it sometimes.
I know, but like a forced one where like,
I
yeah, I have
like
no option.
people just would lose their minds, which would suck, but it would be nice.
But you wouldn't know
Like
anybody's losing their
people
mind.
would be like come out of their haze.
Yeah, that's what it
Like
would be. That's
like a
what.
few day of the chaos, then it would be like this sweeping calmness.
Yeah, be great.
Dude, I feel like I messed up my shoulder a little bit. It's been hurting this whole time. It's annoying.
What'd you do at your workout?
Just like ab stuff, but I think maybe when I was stretching or something.
Is it
I don't
like
know.
behind your shoulder blade?
Yeah.
Dude, I get those anytime I do like military press or like dumbbell presses.
Oh yeah.
If I do any sort of like decent amount of weight, I almost always get it in like my right shoulder blade.
Yeah.
Fucking hurts for
Oh,
like two
it's so
weeks.
annoying.
Yeah, it's debilitating too. It feels like it's not, but it's always there. You
No.
always feel it.
Yeah, and like you can almost like locate it sometimes too, which feels weird.
It's the whole fucking thing. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like.
just yeah, this Earth thing. Dang. I'll
Do you
gun
ever
it
get
down.
massages?
Hmm?
Do you ever get massages?
We got one. I've got one, and it was on our anniversary. And no, the last time we went to Colorado in September, and then
Nice.
we have a massage gun thing, which we'll gun each other down sometimes.
I love getting massages. I don't get them as often as I feel like I should. But
The,
like, I mean, I don't get the like when I go in there, I tell them like, get after it. Like I got knots everywhere.
oh
Like
yeah,
so, like it. I walk out of there fucking sore,
oh yeah.
but I feel good. You know?
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of want to get one honestly. Now that sounds nice.
Yeah, they're great.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's
those
something
fucking.
I start getting into honestly.
We go to these Chinese ladies, very very reasonably priced, but they
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah. How much are they?
So like a lot of times, I want to say it's like $60 for an hour,
Ooh,
or theirs I feel like is like, yeah, I would say that's probably like the cheapest you'll find. So it's not cheap, which is why I go like once a quarter.
yeah, yeah. But an hour seems like a long time just to get.
It is, man, and it's like you shut your you kind of shut your brain off, but like, or you can, it's kind of like meditative too, you know?
Oh yeah,
It's good thinking time.
yeah.
So I like it.
Maybe I'll get one on my birthday, like around then or something.
Yeah,
Be nice.
should.
Yeah, fuck. Ugh.
Yeah, we've got the massage guns too, but it's not the same.
Well, yeah, especially when you do it to yourself, because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Trina's asleep up there, so she ain't gonna run me down.
Well, dude, they so they'll do massages, but they'll also do like if you ask them, I don't know about whatever place you go to, but these ladies, no. I mean, I haven't asked them, but because I would like to be invited back, but stretching, they like stretch like your hips and legs and like your arms and shoulders and stuff out
Oh
too.
yeah.
It feels great.
Oh yeah, that's tight. I need some of
You
that.
get a nice massage and then you finish with some stretching. It's good. Good shit.
Yeah, I might have to take something. Dude, that's what's up. Yeah, man, I love stretching. It's just I used to not at all, but now it just feels so good.
It's like the best worst feeling, like one of
Ooh.
them. Like it hurts kind of while you're doing it, but it's like a good hurt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What's
good.
your stretching routine?
For mostly,
Could you demo it for the camera, please?
yeah, to start doing these like some arm swings and left, right, like just swings with the body loose, tight,
Yeah.
then up against the wall, the quad stretch, hamstring, hamstring, sit down, uh, hamstring stretches, touch toes, left leg, right leg, 2 times each, groin stretch, then
That
onto
groin
the
stretch is something else, dude.
mm-hmm, yeah, then
Yeah.
legs out, then flip onto the stomach, like lower back stretch, then up on the feet,
Mm,
bend over toes, then wide, bend open for like full body.
I like
It
it.
takes about 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's a good routine. I One of my favorite ones because it's so easy, but like feels really good for whatever reason is like the wall stretch where you sit down with your butt against the wall, put your feet up in the air.
Oh yeah.
That one I haven't done in a long time, but like when I was training for the marathon, after all my runs, I would do that, and I swear I'd sit there for like 15 minutes just in the one position the whole time. It's great.
Yeah, I love stretching out the hamstring. It feels so good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, it's wild that it's Thanksgiving. Like So soon. It's
Dude,
holiday season.
it's flying. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I gotta start planning like end of the year gifts for clients, which I want to get. I won't be able to record next week.
Okay, go.
So after Thanksgiving, we'll do like a Thanksgiving recap.
Oh
But
yeah,
then
that's right.
I want to get some ideas on like cool uh like gifts for clients.
Oh yeah, like
Cause,
that.
cause I mean like if I'm gonna spend the money, like I want to get something like that's quality, that's cool, and like that not everybody's been giving out for the last like 5 years.
Oh yeah.
Like Yeti cups and mugs are like cool, right? But everybody fucking gives that shit out.
Mm.
And
Yeah, yeah,
so I just don't know if you've seen anything, but if you've got ideas, I'll try to do a brainstorming sesh.
yeah. I will. Yeah, I'll definitely doing that. Yeah, the next Monday. Oh, I should just do a lot of content creation then, like scripts and stuff out and get some things done. I mean, I'm gonna do stuff before for that, but you use Monday as the same time for production.
Sounds good. Yeah, because I think we're leaving, flying Saturday afternoon, going down to Dallas for
Oh
the
yeah,
week. So
nice.
it'll be fun. We'll be hanging with Sid Nutty for like Saturday, Sunday, and then we're going to, remember Aaron Duffy?
Yep.
So she's married now, Aaron Windauer. So we're gonna stay with them. They live kind of by that area
Oh, nice.
for the beginning of the week, and then we're going back to Nutty's for Thanksgiving and for that Thursday, Friday. And Ellis is gonna
Yeah.
come up, so it'll be
Oh,
fun.
that's awesome. That makes me happy to hear.
We're gonna go to the Cowboys game.
Oh, gross. But
Cowboys Giants. It's gonna be a
oh,
fucking great game.
gross. Are they paying you? Is Jerry
Dude,
Jones giving out the?
the shitty part is like tickets are still expensive.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it's Thanksgiving game, but yeah, it's gonna be gross. A gross game. And
And
then
that
they
Cooper
might get their
Rush
first home W though.
versus Danny DeVito. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great. And then Friday night the Avs play at the Dallas Stars. So we're going to the hockey game Friday night,
Okay. Hell yeah.
which will be fun.
But
That
it'll be
should be a
sweet
good.
to be at that game. The Cowboys one probably. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. We wouldn't go if Ash's cousin wasn't playing.
Oh yeah, duh. I forgot that he's on the. Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, gross. Go Cowboys. That's gonna be sick.
No, it's fucking gross, dude.
Yeah.
They suck.
You're like they're playing the Giants. Oh no. You could have
Dude,
said the Panthers, like Bryce Young. Okay, but yeah,
and there's just like nobody on the Giants. Like who do the Giants have that like
Zeke Malik Neighbors.
is he playing? He's been hurt, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
That's
know
all I
how
got.
I don't know how they got rid of Saquon. That's insane. Like
Yeah, that
you pay
was.
him whatever. But also at the same
Danny
point,
Dimes.
they were probably thinking, all right, do we dump a bunch of money into Saquon who for this shit team we have? Like,
Would you let him go to the Eagles and double down on Danny Dimes, who's now this third string quarterback?
dude, I saw his career earnings are like $102 million.
Decent.
What a guy.
Crushing.
He is the most mediocre quarterback at like, and the Giants are like a big media market and they get
hmm
roasted. Like, you could maybe hide. that shitty of a quarterback in like Jacksonville or Cincinnati maybe or
Yeah,
Cleveland, like the Giants and
yeah.
he just is raking in money. That's crazy.
Guaranteed.
He had like one good year and it was the perfect year to have that. It was like weren't they like 9-7 or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Like the first year with Dabo or whatever.
Yep. And I was like, hey, this guy's pretty good.
All
Nope.
right,
Dave
we
is
found our quarterback, baby.
yeah. All right, Dave later. So,
That's crazy.
oh
The
yeah.
Jags, dude. I don't even know what to do with them. Like they've had some injuries, but it's like every team has injuries. I don't
Yeah. It's
and I want to say I like Doug Peterson, but he's not making any fucking changes to anything. Like
yeah.
that's what's mind-boggling to me. Like if your offense has all these weapons that you're supposed to have and you're not the play caller, take over calling plays again. Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Or fire him.
Yeah.
And
They
that's
got to.
that's to me where I'm like he's not doing the things that a head coach should do to hold like the other coaches accountable, which
Hmm.
then falls back on him. And so I'm like, I like him. It sucks having to like find another head coach, but you gotta just fucking get rid of him at this point. Clean house.
Oh yeah. You got to. Yeah. You got to get that stuff
I
out of
can't even keep up with all the like I feel like I used to be able to keep up with who would be some good like head coaching options. Like
there.
there's
Oh
so
yeah.
many young guys that just come out of the woodworks now. Like I can't keep
Yeah.
up with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know like Mike Vrabel and like Cliff Kingsbury, who's the OC now.
Yeah, he's a good OC.
And they're not even young guys. So they're just like people that I know that like were
Yeah,
head coaches recently, and now like they're not, and there's still like a big deal. And Vrabel's out there.
it does put it into perspective how hard it is to be like a really good like head coach in
Oh
in the
yeah,
National Football League.
yeah, it can be hard
Like
as fuck.
like you look at what Mike Tomlin's done, and then even Jim or John Harbaugh in
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore. Like that's so impressive because neither of those guys are, and like the good ones don't call the plays, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is what it seems like. The really like long lasting good ones, like I don't know, man. That's
Yeah, yeah. They just create the system, and then they get people to make the move on the OC and whatnot.
we could get Prime to sponsor our
Ooh,
podcast.
that'd be sick,
They're sponsoring about everything else, so
right? Yeah, please do.
this flavor is good though. I dig the lemonade.
Yeah, they're yeah, prime tastes so good. With having no sugar, it's crazy.
I know.
I don't even get it.
It's that sucralose, man. Fuck it.
So good. Oh, shit, like what you got, man? I went through my loose notes. I kind of forgot to come up with a topic because I was just pumped to talk about the like the Steve and stuff, the Sean stuff, then just like the fights.
Yeah, no, that was it. It was sports recap, and then I wanted to touch base on yeah, how your side hustle was starting to go. Um, kind of hold you accountable to staying on top of that.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
then yeah, and then the only other one I had was Doomsday prepping.
Mm.
And I was like, well, we'll see where this goes. And then yeah, sports. So,
Oh yeah.
so I think we covered it. And then yeah, we'll have a little break for Thanksgiving. Get back after it.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good, my man. All of our podcasts will definitely be up by the time we record next. So, oh
We gotta
yeah.
settle on a logo.
Oh
I don't want.
yeah. Yeah, I can start to just see even sketch some stuff, just like ideas, or because I don't even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not even. Yeah, that sounds good.
I was kind of thinking too, like, how do we make this an actual business?
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So, it feels like the. Yeah, seems like the quickest way is to get sponsors.
Yeah, which we need to get viewers. So
Yeah,
just
so
gotta.
big. So either more marketing or just like more content creation. Do something like a guest on who has more, just more. Yeah,
Hmm.
just brainstorming more ways because obviously there's lots of ways of starting to be
Yeah,
more
I think
strategic.
a lot of that. That's kind of where I was going with it was figuring out from our like podcast direction standpoint, like a little bit more of like, all right, how do we get eyeballs? How do we produce like the podcast to create value, right? Where
Yeah,
people want to listen. And then yeah, blast in socials.
yeah. So we could even come up with like I'm just gonna write value down, and we could even like make that a focus or something too. But yeah, that
Hmm.
sounds good. I'll think away that we could even restructure and rebrand things too. So
Perfect. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
So let's
been
be in
fun
touch.
process though.
Yes, sir. Yes, it has. So now we can start to aim a little bit more and focus and tighten some things up.
Hmm.
Oh
I
yeah,
love it.
me too. Oh, and I'm in the process of putting up new shelves, so those will be up next time too. Those are the pipes and stuff I got from work.
Oh, there you
Actually, I'm gonna
go.
take you over. Yeah, it's just
Laying
the
laying some pipes. Look at that.
yeah, it's like these ones. So it's just the
Ooh, handyman Jess.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
What are you going
Yes,
to
sir.
display on those shelves, or is it going to be a
Oh,
surprise?
it's gonna be a surprise. I was about to tell you. So perfect. And they'll
I'm
have
glad I
that
asked.
big ass calendar up too.
Yeah, I was like, I talked about it, and then I saw an ad pop up on my phone for it, obviously. And so I was like, I gotta get this for him. I gotta
That's
send it
awesome.
to him.
That's awesome. Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
so pumped to hang it and just be up there getting shit done.
write out your year, baby.
Yes, sir. All right,
All right,
man.
buddy.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too. Say
Uh,
hi to the fam.
will do. You as well. Love ya.
All right. Love you, brother.
Peace.
Peace.